start this playlist with a song called Anemone by the Brian Jonestown Massacre. This song is off of the album Their Satanic Majesty's Second Request from 2008. I feel like if you go listen to this song, you'll get an understanding of the overall vibe of this playlist. And you can figure out pretty quickly from this one if you're gonna like the rest of the songs on here. So this is like the good. Start with this as the sampler. Anemone, anemone, anemone is the name of the song. Some of the lyrics in Anemone are: you should be picking me up, instead you're dragging me down. You're flying over my head, you're landing all over town. This song is riding the line, I would say, between psychedelic rock and maybe like 70s, late 60s, early 70s kind of Vietnam rock. A lot of the songs on this playlist, but especially this one, kind of has almost a trance-like way about it, almost like a train chugging along on a track, where it just keeps going, and that repetitive sound kind of gets hypnotic after a while. Anemone does something really similar with that in its instrumentation. And then, of course, because it's got that psychedelic kind of tie-in, you get a fun little guitar solo moment, like a slow, sort of snaky solo. And isn't that kind of the point of a summertime playlist? To just slow down and kind of vibe out. That is the first song on our playlist here. Anemone by the Brian Jonestown Massacre. The next song on our playlist is truly an iconic classic, and it's gonna be Redbone by Childish Gambino. There is something so sensual, summertime, sultry about this song. And where Anemone is skewed more towards the psychedelic rock kind of sound of the summer, Redbone is going to take us over to more of a funk soul area. If you've never heard Redbone before, you should probably stop this video and go listen to it, because it's a perfect song. There is nothing better to me than driving home after a long day outside in the summer and having this song come on as the sun's going down. It is a summer sunset. It is perfection. Starts daylight. I wake up feeling like you won't play right. I used to know, but now that shit don't feel right. It made me put away my pride. Intriguing. Like, tell me more, please, Childish Gambino. Say more. Love that song so much. Let's go to the next song, Comatose by Low Hum. Low Hum, which, by the way, awesome name for a band. The audio itself sounds like it's melting. Makes it sound like the music is just kind of sliding around. Similar to Anemone, has that trance-like repetition. Some of the lyrics are: it's getting hotter. Comatose seems smarter. At least that's what I keep telling myself. These clouds, they roll in. I want to take it slower, but I'm going nowhere. Numbness never felt so right. minutes to an hour, just wander around my neighborhood, listening to music usually. And this song got randomly recommended to me by the algorithm, the almighty algorithm. And I remember walking around to it as the sun was kind of going down. A lot of these give me summer sunset vibes because that's generally when I found myself listening to music the most in the summer. But this one especially just always reminds me of walking, like moving to a song when it's hot outside, but it's starting to cool down because the sun's going down. You can start to feel a little bit of coolness creep in after a really hot day. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. So that's gonna be Comatose by Low Hum. Next song is gonna be Pepper by Butthole Surfers, where Comatose and Anemone are kind of in the more psychedelic realm, and Redbone is more in the soul, funk sort of realm. Pepper is very much in the 90s, sort of alternative 90s grungy genre. It's almost like spoken word poetry over a beat. This is from the album Electric Larryland, but it's all one word. Electric Larryland. The lyrics, I'm just gonna read them to you, are: Marky got with Sharon, Sharon got Charisse, she was Sharon's outlook on the topic of disease. Tommy played piano like a kid out in the rain. Then he lost his leg in Dallas, he was dancing with a train. They were all in love with dying, they were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain. I love this song so much. There's something about it where every time it comes on, I have to stop what I'm doing and dance. And it's giving one of these we're kind of like doing, because it's a little psychedelic hippie 90s, but very firmly rooted in grungy alt music. It's such a beautiful combination of things, and with the addition of it being like poetry, something about this is like when every piece of the universe comes together to create life. That's the song Pepper. The next song is gonna be a song called Texas Sun by Grungy, KHRUANGBIN, features the artist Leon Bridges, and his voice is so gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous voice. Texas Sun is from the 2020 Grungy album Texas Sun. It is more in the lane of maybe the Eagles meets Oh Be a Woman from Pulp Fiction, and then it has this sort of country western flair to it. But then you've got Leon Bridges' voice, which is this very soulful Motown style vocal. To me, the song kind of sounds like rolling through the desert on a horse. Some of the lyrics are: say you want to hit the highway while the engine roars. Come on, roll with me till the sun goes down. Texas Sun. So we've had some soul and funk, we've had some 90s grunge, we've had some psychedelic vibes, and now we're in this sort of country western Motown Eagles. We're building out the full universe of the summer, because summer is not just one thing, it's many. It contains multitudes, just like we do. So for when you need to kind of slow it down and be riding on your horse, you've got Texas Sun by Grungy featuring Leon Bridges. The next song artist, Johnny Goth. Johnny Goth is kind of an interesting artist because he does a lot of his songs as acoustic versions and then fully produced versions. This song I particularly enjoy in the fully produced version. It has sort of this floaty ambiance about it, but its roots are more in the more of a new wave 80s space, but it sounds super modern because it is. What I mean by that is it's got this sort of sparkly quality to it. I don't know, shiny. Like shiny, it sounds new. It reminds me a little bit of Depeche Mode. Of all of the songs so far, this has the most electronic influence in it. But it's used in this sort of way that gives it like a hot shimmer, like when you're looking at concrete on a really hot day and you can see the heat waves coming up off of it. That's what this song sounds like to me. He says, like a moth to my light, don't let those flames get you high. Oh no, when you are high, do you feel it? Oh no. And if I dim the lights, will you still be in my head? So that is Come to Me by Johnny Goth off of the album Voulez-Vous. Next up, we've got a bit of a vintage banger here with Time of the Season off of the album Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies. This song came out in 1968, so here we are truly getting some 1960s psychedelic adjacent rock. I think this has a lot of pop influence to it, and I'm sure you've heard this song before. It goes, it's the time of the season when the love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. This song I love in late summer because I feel like it's a very natural transition into fall, and it gives a little bit of a spooky, a little witchy, if you will. I really love this song for that reason, of getting me a little bit excited about the fall instead of just sad that summer is ending. Now the next song is gonna be Drifting In and Out. It's by the band Porcelain Raft off of their album Strange Weekend, and this came out in 2012, but it physically makes my body like feel more relaxed. Like it's like letting that deep breath out, the way that you feel your muscles sort of sink down a little. That's the vibe of White Gloves. Another dynamic addition to the playlist here. And now, which brings us to Born Under a Bad Sign by Albert King, off of the album Born Under a Bad Sign from 1967. This baby is a classic. Okay. This reminds me of, it's like dive bar on a hot summer night. You're drinking $2 cans of beer at a dive bar, playing pool, and this comes on the jukebox, okay? And instant good vibes. This is our blues-influenced moment because I love a good blues song. When Under a Bad Sign, he says, "Been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, you know I wouldn't have no luck at all. Hard luck and trouble been my only friend. I've been on my own ever since I was 10. Born under a bad sign." I love. Albert King's voice is amazing, and this song screams summertime to me. And that takes us to our very last song on the playlist, which is gonna be, to close it out, sort of an epic summer ballad, if you will, but it's not a ballad at all. It is the song Serotonia by the band Highly Suspect, off of the album The Boy Who Died Wolf from 2016. And this one is sort of a modern take on Bohemian Rhapsody, a song with a couple different parts to it. But to me, it sounds and feels like a hot summer day. Just so you kind of know what you're getting into with this one, it starts, the opening lyrics are, "I wish that everyone I knew was dead so that I'd never have to pick up the phone. I just want to be naked and masturbate all day at home." And then the instrumentation switches up and we're in a different section of the song. This is an epic summer song to me, and a perfect song to end our Songs to Melt to playlist. My favorite lyric in this song is, "It's just I'm not that good of a person, but I might be enough for you." The music video for this is also pretty cool, so if you want to check out the music videos for any of these, again, they'll be linked in the description box. I'll have made a playlist. For these songs in particular, though, I would recommend that you listen to them while you're driving around, whereas my Valentine's Day playlist, I was like, sit down, grab a snack, watch the music videos, you know, like make this a visual and an auditory experience. I think this album is best consumed